Good morning, 7th graders.
Good morning, Mr. Holden. Sam. What?
Simplifying. What we're going to be talking about today is like terms. Okay? Like terms. A term or a number or an expression for a term. Okay? Now, in math, terms mean part of a math sentence. Okay? They're kind of like words in a sentence. Terms are kind of like words. In this case, 7a, 4b, 1n, and the number 6 are all terms that make up this math expression. The 6 is called a constant term because it means the value of 6. But we don't know the value of this. We don't know the value of 4b. We don't know the value of 7a because we don't know what the a's and the b's and the n's are worth. All right? So a constant is when you have a number, just a number, and you know what the value is. If it doesn't contain a variable, then it's a constant. Then these are called variable terms because they have a letter or variable. Okay? Now, part of this lesson is learning what like terms are. Like terms are terms that look alike. So 2n and 3n are alike because they're both n terms. They're both variable terms with the letter n. 3x and negative 5x are like terms because they're both x terms. They're both variable terms and they have the same variable. Exactly. So, when you have like terms, like 2n, 3n, you can add those together or combine them to make 5n. And you can add 3x and negative 5x. Now, why can you skip around and add these? They're not next to each other. But what is the rule that says you can add terms that are not next to each other? AJ? The commutative property says that we can just move this over here and then add it. We can move this one over there and add it. So if we can do that, we can just combine these. We can combine these because we're adding. Which is another reason, class, why I have to insert a plus sign in front of the minus sign, okay? 5n plus negative 2x. That's what this is simplified. We started with this, and you combine 2n plus 3n, you'd have 5n. And if you combine 3x and negative 5x, you'd have, Amelia? Negative 2x. 3x plus negative 5x. You'd add 3 and negative 5 and get negative 2. Okay? What if you added negative 5z plus 3z? Laura? Pay attention up here. Negative 5 and positive 3. Negative 2z. Yep. What would you do with the negative 6 if that was in the expression? Garrett? Pay attention up here. What would you do with the negative 6? Could you add negative 6 and negative 2z?
No.
Why not? You can only add
Like
Like terms. The rule is that you can only add like terms. If they're unlike, if they're not alike, they don't have the same variable, you can only add constants together. So in other words, you can only add numbers together. And you can only add terms that have the same variable or variable form. Okay? Adam, what's it called when you put those terms together?
It's called a simplified term.
Yes, simplified. The expression is simplified. All right? Let's go on. There's another term in here. Start writing this down. This term is called the coefficient. The coefficient. You're going to hear this word a lot in algebra. Coefficient. Okay? The coefficient is a noun. Okay? It's a number. It's the number of variables that you have. It's a noun. Yep. So I want you to understand. It's a thing. Okay? Yep. It's a coefficient. This number right here in front of the variable is the coefficient of n. Okay? It tells you how many n's there are. So anytime you have a number in front of a variable, it not only means to multiply, but this number is called the coefficient of the variable. The coefficient of n is 4. Repeat.
The coefficient of n is 4.
Yeah, that means that there are 4 n's. Okay? 4 n's. So, this isn't the number 4 and n. This is how many n's there are. Alright? How many x's are there in this term, in this expression? Caleb?
5.
X's. 3 x's. How many z's? Emily?
5.
5 z's. So, can we add these?
No.
Are there 8 of anything?
No.
No. Nope. We have to leave this as 3x and 5z. You cannot add those. Alright? Now, when you multiply then, remember yesterday when you distribute a number over the parentheses? 4n plus 4n plus 32. We talked about what these look like. Look, when you add these, you're adding these like terms to get 4n. And you're adding the 8s to get 32. We talked about how to write this out in expanded form, what that means. That's why you can't combine 4n and 32. Because this is 4 n's, and this is a constant. Okay? Let's look at this example. 7w minus w. Does that equal 7? Are we subtracting the w from this?
No.
No. How many w's are there?
2.
How many w's are there? Trin? Nope, there are 7w means 7 w's. Right? 7w means that there are 7 w's. Minus w means minus what? Not take away all the w's, take away one w. All right, that's why I said when you have a minus W, what should you do, Sam?
You gotta minus it from the other W.
No, you should put a 1
Oh.
in front of it. So you know that this represents 1 W, or one of the variables. Okay? So 7 W's minus W is the same as 7 W's minus 1 W. Or 7 W's plus negative W. And remember, positive and negative cancel out. So you'd be left with what, Laura? 6 W's, right. What if you have 4 W's, take away 2 W's? Asa?
4 W, negative 2 W.
Well, if you have 4 and you take away 2, you still have
2.
2, right. Okay. Any questions on these terms? Coefficient or what the coefficient means. Tells you how many of the variable there are. And then some examples of how we're going to use those. What can you add together, class? What can you add together? What can you add, Merlin? What can you add in an expression? When can you add terms together? No. When they're alike. Yep. What can't you add? Gray?
Not alike terms.
Now, what would those terms be? When would they not be alike?
If there's 2 different variable letters.
Okay, if the variables are different, you can't add them. Can you add a constant term and a variable term? Ava?
No.
What's a constant term? Okay, it's just a number. It's a number term. And you can't add a number term with a variable term. You can't add 4 n's and 32 because one of them is a variable term and the other one is a constant term. Okay? All right, we're going to practice this.
Bye.